Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everybody? We're just going to be talking about the Bills game. We're doing this one. We're doing this one live on Twitter and YouTube. So go give me a follow and subscribe there. Hopefully we get some people in the chats. But if not, this will be posted as the this will be posted as the new episode for the week. Obviously, lots to talk about last night. Obviously, not a very good game for the Bills. Got beat down in pretty much every aspect of the game. We couldn't really get anything going. We couldn't get rolling. We couldn't set up anything, and it was just all around bad for the Bills. The opening drive, we went for it on fourth down, get it converted, and then 3 plays later, we punt it on fourth down, which I doesn't make any sense to me. Punt it away, and then the first play is an 80-yard touchdown run from Derrick Henry, and that kind of just set the tone for the whole game, and it was all downhill from there. So let me know your thoughts on the game. We got manhandled, and there's really no excuse for it. The one thing I'll say, or I've been saying about the game, is that the quarterback play in general didn't really decide the game. Like, there was nothing that Josh Allen did that cost us the game. He didn't go out there and win the game like he normally does. But he also didn't do anything that cost us the game. We lost the game at the line of scrimmage from both ends. Our offensive line looked very bad, and our defensive line looked even worse. Ed Oliver, I don't know what Ed Oliver was doing last night. I don't know what Daquan Jones was doing last night. I think the linebackers that we have as those are our third and fourth string linebackers, and I think it really kind of showed last night as well. There was no physicality from the team last night. There was nothing that we can hang our hats on. I think, in a way, if you want to try and put a positive spin on it, we can kind of just be like, it's an easy game to just kind of leave in last night and just kind of move on, just try and forget it and move on and move on to Houston and start that one. I know at the end of the game, McDermott had said that he wished it was a 5-hour flight so that he could pick up all the things, because that's how long it's going to be for them to kind of realize what they did wrong last night. But we just got outworked in every aspect of the game. Head coaching was bad. Maybe not head coaching. Coaching was bad in general. And we just got bullied. And there's nothing else you can say about it. There's no excuses for it. We shouldn't be trying to defend anybody or anything that happened last night. It was just an all around beatdown. Now, to be positive about the game is, one game doesn't decide your season. I know there's lots of Ravens fans that'll tell you that the Super Bowl was won last night, but that is not the case. We're 3-1. Before the season started, I predicted that we would be 2-2 at this point. So we actually got one more win than I expected, and that was against the Jags. I didn't think that that we would beat the Jags, but we did our thing against the Jags. But yeah, I think it was. I think it's rough. I think, you know, we tried to do the whole everybody eats, and, you know, let's spread the ball around, and let's have 5 or 6 options that we can get the ball to. Obviously, the issue with that is when you have it, when Josh has as little time as he did yesterday, we need somebody who can step up, and it was our worry all off season, is who's going to be that safety relief valve for Josh Allen. When he has to scramble, who's going to be the guy that he just, you know, looks for and looks to get the ball to in a high pressure situation. So we definitely need that back. That's something like I was saying on Twitter today. Losing Diggs was necessary for the team, and just kind of the vibes all around the team, and kind of the problems that he presented for the team. But if we're not going to replace him, then that's an issue. I think as a fan, you can be like, okay, I trust the organization. They think that this approach of everybody eats, and this approach of, well, we went out and got a big body who can catch the ball, and Keon Coleman, and we'll give him time to develop into our team. I think it's okay to be like, yeah, you know, let's see how that works. That's a strategy that worked for the Chiefs. They got rid of Tyreek Hill, and then went out and won 2 Super Bowls. So it's not horrible, but watching it last night, I think that we need to find somebody. We need to get somebody. I know I had said earlier that I don't want D-Hop, and I still think that I don't want D-Hop, but you know, if there's, I guess the issue is really we don't have any room in the salary cap to bring somebody in. But I do think that and they tried getting it with Kincaid last night a little bit. That was kind of the guy that they were throwing the ball to the most. I think I'd say that, but I don't know. It just seemed like after the first quarter, or after even the first play from Baltimore, we weren't as aggressive as we have been in the past, or in the first 3 games of this season. We were more willing to let them dictate the game, and they were dictating the game. Whatever they wanted to do was working. The biggest debate that I've gotten into today about the game, which I think some people got confused on my meaning behind it, or the idea of what I was saying. I said that it wasn't a good game or a bad game for Allen. It was just a neutral. I used the word neutral, a neutral game from both quarterbacks. So I don't think that Lamar did anything special to. He's not the reason that they won the game, and Josh Allen is not the reason that the Bills lost the game. Did Lamar Jackson play better than Allen last night? Absolutely, but it wasn't a game that, you know, you go out and redo all of your quarterback rankings and stuff like that for. It was a game that was lost in the trenches, and it was a game that Derrick Henry beat us, and it was a game that their defense beat us. Their defense beat our O-line. Their defense was able to put pressure on Josh Allen. They were able to get in the way of passes. They were able to swat, get their hands on balls, get away with just messing up our whole kind of vibe. So, or not even vibe's not even the right word. Like our whole game plan, because there's no way that could have been the Bills' game plan. They didn't do anything that remotely resembled what the Bills do. They tried. For the life of me, I can't figure out the concept when you're already down and you've already been doing this for a quarter and a half. You're in the middle of the second quarter and it's second and 6, a loaded box. You run up the middle with James Cook, and now you're 3rd and 5. Like, what are we doing? Or from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 4. We weren't doing anything. We weren't doing anything that made it any easier. And Breakfast and Ball podcast, shout out to them. They I was a man of my word. As much as it pains me to see, as much as it pains me to say, I did have to change my Twitter banner thanks to these guys. Lamar had 3 TDs. I disagree with that take of him not being one of the reasons they won. He's like, obviously everybody contributes to a win. But my point is that he's like 6th or 7th down the list of the reasons why they won. I'd say that the Ravens offensive line, the Ravens defensive line, our inability, our Derrick Henry in general, bad coaching and like gameplay, scheme wise, those are all things that were more important to the win than Lamar's on the list, but I just think he's a little bit lower. He's not the reason that they won the game. He's further down the list, but yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. Today, I think the saying is you got to eat crow, but I guess in this case we're eating ravens. It was not fun. I was half tuned out at halftime because I was just like, you know what? It doesn't even matter what we try and do. It's not going to work. And then we come out in the second half and it starts to get going a little bit. We start to get a little bit of momentum. We get a touchdown, get a stop. And then we do a trick play. Like what? Like I just don't understand that call in that situation. And thankfully, McDermott and Joe Brady after the game both said that that's a play that they're going to have to go back and look at and see why they did it and what made them do it. And a horrible time for them to call that. That was the one little sliver of success that we were having. And then you go and try and do something like that for absolutely no reason. We were moving the ball fine for that first bit. And it just didn't work out. Yeah, there's not much you can say about the game last night from a Bills perspective. I think the only thing that we do is focus on Houston. And on that note, I think Houston should be a little bit worried about seeing a bounce back game from the Bills. I think Houston has been struggling a little bit. CJ Stroud looks good, but I don't think that they're as good as people were thinking that they're going to be. I think the Bills are going to make try and put them back because they're getting lots of hate today and rightfully so. When you lay an egg like that, all the positivity, all the good talk, all the stuff that goes away as it should. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be getting any love or any kind of respect or anything like that after a game like that. But hats off to the Ravens. They were surprisingly, I guess maybe not aggressive, or like they were just flying all over the field. And it seemed like whatever they wanted to do was working. Whatever we wanted to do absolutely was not. So yeah, it was definitely a tough watch. Not something, Bills are used to being. We're not used to being on the receiving end of those. We haven't lost by more than 6 points in like however long, like whatever. And we're used to being we're not used to being on the receiving end of those. We're used to dishing out the blowouts. And it does not feel good when the shoe is on the other foot. We'll put it that way. It was all around bad. The only thing I'll say is, well, not the only thing, obviously. If there was a bright spot for the Bills, and I know it only happened a couple times, but it's looking like that back shoulder sideline route for Keon Coleman looks like that's developing a little bit. That connection with Allen is developing a little bit. He had the big drop, but you like to see how he bounced back and was able to make two catches there in the game. Would have liked to have seen it, impact the game and lead to points or something like that. But unfortunately was not the case. Like I said, I don't know what we were doing. James Cook, by all accounts, should be a top running back in the league, and we didn't do anything for him. I don't know what his stat line was, but I can tell you it was not good. Nobody on the Bills had a good stat line, but let's just see here. What did Cook do? 9 rushes, 39 yards, 1 catch for 9 yards. That is not going to get it done against top tier teams. We as much as everybody does it. Everybody talks back and forth about how their teams are better and da 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 da. Like, but at the end of the day, we know that the Ravens are a good team. The Ravens know that we're a good team. We all know that Kansas City is going to be a hard team to beat come playoff time. Stuff like that. Like, there's just teams that that are good. So for us to show up like that against a team that we know is going to be good and we know is always going to give us a challenge and going to be bringing their A game, it was disappointing for sure. Nothing from James Cook. I don't understand why we're playing the best run defense in the league, and it seems like we just want to force runs up the middle the whole time. They're putting 8 guys in the box, and we're still just trying to run James Cook between the tackles. Doesn't make any sense. Like I said, the decision to go for it on 4th down on the first drive and then not go for it on 4th down in the first drive seems a little strange to me. The decision on the trick play seems like a weird one for me. The inability to try and do something different to stop Derrick Henry, make a personnel change, make a scheme change, try to do something. Can we please just try and do something? If it doesn't work, hey, guess what? It's already not working. At least try something else. It doesn't make any sense to me. What else? Oh yeah, we know he's a great story in the NFL. Everyone, yes, we appreciate what has happened and where he's at now. But Damar Hamlin is not a starting safety in the NFL. He's not. He's good as what he was before the incident. A guy who can come in and fill in for injuries. We cannot rely on him to play safety all game, all season long. It just can't happen. So I hope going forward is that if they learn one thing, I hope that it's that Cole Bishop and Mike Edwards should be playing safety, not the two that were out there last night. The loss of as much as I had said, the loss of Hyde and Poyer wasn't going to affect us because the amount of time that they were on the field wasn't, they weren't on the field all the time because of injuries, and we've kind of learned to play without Hyde, Poyer, and Trey White. That was good. That was good in theory, but I don't think that is what we're actually seeing. I think we're seeing a lack of, Damar Hamlin first, like doesn't know the attack angles for a tackle. You see him all the time. And maybe it's a cause of everybody on the defense being a little bit younger and a little bit more inexperienced because we don't have any of our vets out there. But they seemed to fall for every one of the Lamar Jackson, where he does that jump, that fake jump throw, turn around and hand it off. You see our whole defense running to where the throw is going to be. And then they're all sprinting back to the other side to try and catch up because they realize that it's a run play. I think it's just a bit of inexperience from them. But when it comes to Damar Hamlin in particular, like his angle to get to the ball carrier is atrocious. He doesn't know how to do it properly. Every single time you watch Derrick Henry go on a long run last night, you can see Damar Hamlin coming down, getting caught by biting on the inside move, and then the ball goes to the outside, and he's gets lost in a block, and then that's it. And then it's a 20-yard run, or on the first play of the game, it's a 80-yard run for a touchdown. Like there's just nothing. And it's unfortunate because he is such a good guy. And because of the incident that happened to him, you always want the best and all that stuff. But it just wasn't working out. I don't think it'll work out as long as him and Rapp are back there. Maybe we can keep Rapp. He seemed okay, I guess. But yeah, it was not pretty. So the next thing that we're going to have to get ready for is Houston. The Houston Texans. I don't know. I haven't watched much of their games this season. But I think from a Bills perspective, at least, we need a get right game. So because we go Houston, Jets, Tennessee, Seattle, and then Miami again, and then Indy. So that's a good stretch of games for the Bills there. We need to kind of get right back on the ship and keep going, because if you're looking at Houston as a win, which I think Houston is a win, Jets is a win, Titans are a win, Seattle is a win, Miami is a win, Indianapolis is a win. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. We could go on a 6-game winning streak right here, and then we're 9-1. The chances of that very slim. But if you look at it, I don't see much happen. Like maybe Houston beats us and we're 3-2, but I don't see a way in which the Jets beat us. I don't see a way in which Miami beats us. Tennessee, Seattle, Indy, I don't see them beating us. As bad as we played last night, you can just say that that's a bad game. Everybody played bad. Try and wipe the memory of this game altogether and just move on. That's what's going to be important against Houston this week. So if all of this, if the world is crumbling today, and then come week 10, we look back and we're a 9-1 team, we'll be like, hey, you know what? Maybe it was just a little blip in the schedule, or we had one bad game, and then so I don't. As much fun as it is to live and die by every play, and everybody likes to overreact on Monday mornings, and there's whole shows dedicated to it. Overreaction Mondays. As much fun as all that is, after a beatdown like this, it really makes you look at the bigger picture stuff and be like, you know what, we were never going to be an undefeated team. And if we look back at this game in whatever 4 or 5 weeks and we still only have one loss, then it is what it is. Everyone, I mean, I guess the number one comment that I've seen so far today was that the Bills just haven't played anybody good, and this is what happens when you play a good team, and da-da-da. But they quickly have forgotten that everybody picked Miami to win the division, and we beat up Miami just as bad as Baltimore beat us up last night. So Tua got injured in that game, but the game was already well in hand. The game was already well decided by the time that happened. So it's not like we were out there playing Skylar Thompson or whoever's their quarterback there this week. So I don't think it's the case that this is just going to happen if we play bad. This is what happens when we play good teams. But we'll see how the rest of the season shakes out. Will be fun to see. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, that was it. I just wanted to hop on here, share a couple thoughts. I've been fighting for my life on Twitter. So I guess that's what happens when you talk shit about your team all off season and for the first 3 weeks of the season, and then you get beat down. People come with the receipts, and like I said, it is what it is. That's the joy of doing what we do. So appreciate everybody for watching. Like you see there on the ticker, if you go download the Autograph app, use the promo code Where Else. That would be use the promo code Where Else when you're signing up. That's awesome. Autograph app is the best app for being a fan. You just download the app, you click whatever team you like, and it just provides you with all the information and all that kind of stuff that you need or that you'd be looking for. So if you are a Ravens fan and you select the Ravens as your team, Ravens podcasts, Ravens articles, you can buy Ravens tickets, you can do whatever, buy, sell tickets, you can find podcasts, you can do a whole bunch of stuff on there. It's a really awesome app. I see a lot of stuff for the Bills on there, lots of stuff from One Bills Drive. And anyways, go download that app, use the promo code Where Else. Thank you guys very much for listening. Just wanted to hop on here for half hour, just kind of give my thoughts. It's a little bit easier to speak them than to be typing them up in the on Twitter. So yeah, everybody, go to my store, get yourself a Mafia members t-shirt there. Despite the loss, we're still supporting the team. We can't act like the can't act like the world is falling. There's still, it's only week 4, so lots of football left to be played. We can go on a nice little run here. So let's not be overreacting too much to one loss. We'll see as we go on. We have Kansas City, we have San Fran, we have Detroit, we have the Rams. These are all teams that we're going to be playing in the later half of the season. So it's time to kind of build up a little bit of momentum to carry us into those weeks and those games. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. And yeah, we'll be back later on this week. I'll be doing another episode with, hopefully I'll be able to find a Houston account. It should be getting back to me by tomorrow morning. So watch out for the announcement on Twitter tomorrow. We'll be doing something this week with someone from Houston, kind of previewing the game on Sunday. All right, everybody. Peace.